Why don't you just get to the fright? You know, I'm just gonna skip to the frightful stuff. Welcome back to Frightful Friday. My name is Plesio Digger, and today we're going to be playing Corpse Party Book of Shadows, which is technically Corpse Party 1.5, I think, because there is such thing as Corpse Party 2. It's called Dead Patient. That's what it is. But this came out before Dead Patient, so yeah. So I have this game rated just like with the first Corpse Party. I have it rated as a 2, but again, this might go up to 3 depending on how it is. But I don't remember Book of Shadows very much or at all. Oh, what lovely weather. I wonder how Ayumi's faring at school today. Hope she's enjoying herself. The spirits seem unusually active again, though. And there's that old sense of unease, too. The same one Ayumi and I have been feeling all our lives, but stronger than ever. I don't like it one bit. I can sense its presence. It's gotten very close. But that's preposterous, right? I'm probably just imagining things. I didn't see the last part. I'm distracted by the volume. Maybe it would be best if I talked with her about it. I only hope nothing bad happens. Episode 1, Seal. And just like with the first Corpse Party, I don't think I'm going to play fully through this game. Definitely not in this video. If people want me to play more of this game, preferably after I complete Corpse Party 1. But if people want to see me play more of this game, I will play it at a later time, but not... probably not in October. Not until after October, whenever I'm done with all of the Frightful Fridays that I have planned for the month. I threw down my bag, collapsed onto the bed, and stared up at the ceiling. These were my familiars. The familiar lighting, the familiar patterns I knew so well, and that familiar stain in the corner. My familiar. I guess that's one way of saying it. I remember when my dad made that stain. It was my 5th birthday, and he just opened a can of soda I'd been shaking. Staring up at my ceiling was something I'd done a million times before, but today it felt strange, like I'd just come from doing the exact same thing. I'm not talking about the general act of lying in bed and looking up, but in a more specific sense that I'd experienced a singular moment in time once before. I believe the term you're looking for is déjà vu. Supposedly, déjà vu signifies that a new destiny has just been born within you. This is... Why is the volume so different? Like, I'm going to try and turn it down so I can, like, focus on reading and not, like... because it's really weird having a bunch of audio blaring into your ears when you're trying to read dialogue. So, congratulations, Nakashima. You may be a whole new person now. Hee hee. Ha ha. Why is this so much quieter than the... Whatever. So said the class rep, making light of the situation in her usual creepy way. But maybe she was right. I had been more cognizant of my actions since then. Usually if I pay too much attention to every little thing I do, I begin obsessing, and then I just give myself a headache and end up calling it quits. But this déjà vu was real, and it was far stronger than it had any right to be. This wasn't your run-of-the-mill spooky feeling. It was all encompassing. Hey, it's Psycho. No matter where you go in this house, it all smells just like you, Naomi. Is this heaven? I swear, Psycho, doesn't it feel like this has all happened once before? What has? You sleeping over here? And then the next day we were both like, hey, let's go clothes shopping, don't you remember? Ahaha, surely you jest. Long have I sought to capture thee and infiltrate the walls of this holy temple, but today marks my first successful conquest. These are elementary-age kids, maybe middle school. Why does she know all these words and know how to say them in the sentence so fluidly? Yeah, I guess this isn't the sort of thing I'd have forget quite so easily. It must be my imagination. I don't think they're high schoolers. They seem too young to be high schoolers. Hee-yah! Finally, our flag has been planted. Seiko and Naomi together at last. You bet this is going to be lots of fun. And what's all this about a flag? Oh, I think you know, hee hee hee. And so began my first ever slumber party with Psycho. The moment 5th period ended that day, we tore right out of school and loaded up on all the junk food and drinks we could carry. Psycho and I had been friends forever, but neither of us had stayed in. Can I just skip all of this like I could in the first corpse party? Because I don't want to make this into a... Because I don't want to, just like in the first Corpse Party, I don't want it to be a visual novel game that doesn't have any horror or creepy aspects to it just yet. I'm probably going to miss something important, but whatever. I don't mind going through all this, but like for Frightful Friday specifically, like if I was playing through this game as a playthrough, then I would read all this. But for Frightful Friday specifically, I would like to, you know, actually get to the frightfulness part of the game. I believe they're taking a bath together. I don't know. Why don't you just get to the fright? You know, I'm just going to skip to the frightful stuff. Okay, it's dark now. Does that mean it's frightful? Nope, they're just going to sleep. I get it. It's trying to set up story and stuff, right? Trying to build up relationships between characters, but like, just get to the other dimension. Upon mentioning it, she produced a paper doll from bag. All right, they're starting the ritual, finally. It looked like a lot like those proxy dolls you'll sometimes see in Shinto shrines, designed to absorb bad karma in somebody's place. This is a charm that I found on the internet. If we do it right, then all of us will be together forever, or we'll always be friends. Anyway, that's the gist of it. Well, if it takes you to the other dimension, technically you will be together forever if you all end up in the same place. Forever being till the day you die, which will be in a week, if even that. Interesting. So how does it work? No, don't do this. Okay, so this, I have seen people play at least the beginning of this game, because Satoshi, this dude's been to the other dimension and he doesn't want them to go back to the other dimension. That means I know nothing about Corpse Party 2, because I don't think I've seen anything about that, which kind of frightens me. Seriously, don't do this. It's dangerous. Our lives are on the line. Nobody believes him, and then they all go back anyways. Satoshi. Ahahaha. Don't you think that's going a bit overboard? Hmm? Look, I'm not joking. I'm dead serious here. Satoshi had always been easily spooked, and in true form, he was pleading for his life that we stop what we were doing. It didn't sound that scary, though. Don't worry, Mochita. This isn't my usual creepy fare. I gotta say, it's rare to see you get this worked up. Poor Satoshi. In the end, 8 of us proceeded with the ritual as planned, while Satoshi sat it out off to the side, tears in his eyes. I kind of felt bad for him. But this was for Suzumoto. We all wanted to give her the best possible send-off, so all I could really do was silently wonder what had gotten into him. Please, I'm begging you, stop this. Don't go through with it. Why won't anyone listen to me? He's really serious, like as serious as I've ever seen him. What is it, Satoshi? What is it that has you so worried? It's a time loop. This has happened before. All of this. I remember it, and that's what's coming next. And what's coming next is worse than you can possibly imagine. Sorry, but I'm through trying to convince you. Just be a good boy and wait for us to finish, okay? Wow. We're going to pull on it until it rips apart into 9 pieces, okay? On the count of 3. With pallid face, Satoshi quickly rushed over and grabbed the paper doll himself. He was joining us after all, it seemed. He kind of felt forced to. Everyone else smiled at him as if to say, finally, you've come to your senses. But I was just starting to get a really bad feeling about this. No, there's definitely something wrong here. Ready? 1, 2... And we're all dead. We're all in the other dimension. Everybody go and die. No! As soon as I reached the hallway, I fell to my knees with a thud. Gag a cough. No. What was that? A person? It was pitch black, but I swear it was shaped like a person. The school infirmary door hung open near me, and in my panic state, I swore I'd seen a black, shadowy figure within it. No! Pant, pant, gasp, spew. Oh, gross. I don't want to see that. Sputter, wheeze. My mind had been completely overtaken with fear. What was that? What just happened? That dark, misty entity came toward me and entered my body from every orifice. It came in through my ears, through my mouth. I felt an enormous lump in my throat, blocking the flow of air into my lungs and momentarily teetering me on the brink of unconsciousness. I was almost killed. I felt as if a cold hand reached into my body and grabbed hold of my life's energy, turning all my internal organs inside out and leaving me for dead. My stomach was churning, my bowels were on fire, and my legs were all twisted around themselves. Can pressure alone disrupt the human body this much? The odor and flavor of my own gastric juice is still gnawing at the back of my throat. I felt like I was going to throw up again, but I held it in. I was strong. I remember this. This place, these circumstances. I've been here before. I know I have. After performing the Sachiko ever after ritual, there was a hellish noise when a huge hole appeared in the floor, and then I was here, in this school. There was no sign of Satoshi, or Miss Shishido, or the class rep, or anyone else. Only Saiko was still near me, collapsed in a heap on the floor. Saiko and I explored the decaying building as best as we could, but there was no way out. Not a single window or outer door could be removed, or even broken. Just as our last shreds of hope had begun to vanish, we suddenly hear Satoshi's little sister, Yuka, cry out from somewhere just out of sight. I sprained my ankle pretty badly and couldn't walk very well, so Saiko went off alone to find her while I rested up in the infirmary. And that's when the dark, shadowy figure showed up and began attacking. Pants. I was scared, so scared, so scared, so scared, so very scared. My teeth were chattering and my lips were quivering as if they had a mind of their own. Why would she leave me alone like this? I told her I'd go with her to look for Yuka, so why? Why did she leave me behind? Was I going to slow her down? Was I going to get in her way? Golly, you're really emotional. Just shut up and die already. Naomi, what happened? Are you okay? Saiko. What? Oh my gosh, are you alright? I'm so sorry I left you by yourself. Just seeing Saiko's face quelled my shivers. Whenever she's around, I feel so at ease, and at that moment, I just wanted to cling onto her and cry my eyes out. I should have just done it, but instead... Just leave me alone. Do you have any idea how scared I was? I'm sorry, Naomi. Come on, let's try to find a way out of here together. What's the point? Just forget it. Leave it alone. We're never getting out of here. Maybe it was the safety of Saiko's presence that did it, but all the fear welling up within me suddenly turned to anger. I was like a spoiled child. Nothing good could come of lashing out like this. Saiko didn't do anything wrong. I knew that, but I couldn't stop myself from saying what I said. She was genuinely concerned about me, and I'd sworn to myself that I'd protect her, but my sense of reason was fighting a losing battle. You realize we've gone missing, right? How do you think my mother's going to feel? She's going to be worried sick about me, and there's nothing I can do. Naomi, please don't say things like that. It's going to be all right. Like heck it is. She's going to keep searching for me until the day I finally come home. She has work, you know. This whole situation, it's not right. As long as I'm here, I'm nothing but a nuisance to her. I'm a terrible daughter. I'm just going to die here anyway, so all that time she spends looking for me will be wasted. By this time, my mind had been completely overtaken. I wasn't myself anymore. I was running on autopilot, horrified by the words coming from my mouth. No, I know how this ends. You're wrong. Families aren't like that. It won't be a nuisance. It won't be a burden, and you're not terrible. I don't know exactly how to say this, but when there are loved ones involved, you'll do anything for them. There it was again, deja vu. Everything was falling into place. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what fate had in store if we continued down this road. But I guess I can see where you're coming from. Your mother is a really kind person. The last thing you'd want to do is worry her. That's why we need to make sure that doesn't happen right now. We need to get back home. I don't know how it is for you and your family, but normal people don't work that way. No, it's happening. Saiko's going to get hanged. She's going to die. Okay, so Saiko is the one that ends up in the stall. Gotcha. I knew somebody gets hanged. I have to apologize. I don't want you, of all people, to speak to me like that. Please, Naomi, tell me that's not how you really feel. Saiko. Don't apologize. If I didn't say something to calm her down, Saiko would run off, and I knew she couldn't be by herself right now. I pulled myself together and tried apologizing to her, but the words... I'm so... Cough, 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 cough. The words wouldn't come. As soon as I tried to form them, something caught itself in my throat. I found myself unable to breathe and doubled over in a fit. Naomi, are you okay? Wheeze, wheeze, hack. I'm sorry, Naomi. If I'm bothering you, I'll go. I hate to leave your side, but if that's what you want, I won't argue. Saiko. Wait. Saiko ran off into the distance, her figure growing smaller and darker until it vanished altogether. I knew I'd made an awful, irreversible mistake. Gag. That sense of dread I'd felt moments before had come back full force. I could sense a malevolence within me, an outside hand that made me lash out at Saiko. It felt like something was in my mouth. I had no idea what, but there was definitely something in there. I stuck my finger in and tried to dig it out. My finger found something and pulled it, and out from my throat came large clumps of long black hair. Gag, gag, cough. I just kept pulling and pulling. I couldn't believe how much there was. The strands stretched all the way down from my stomach through my esophagus and into my hands. Even then, there was still more to pull. Doubt? Judging by this image, maybe one strand of hair could have done that. If this is all one continuous strand, maybe two. But I don't think this went all the way down to your stomach and through your esophagus, and you were still pulling as well. The motion was unnatural and was creating a repulsive, sickening sensation along my tonsils. I felt like I was going to throw up again. Old cough, cough. Spew, pant. Where the heck did all this hair come from? Was this all stuck in my throat? Ah. It was only a faint notion before, but now I was certain. I was remembering some future event. I didn't know why or how, but I was repeating time. Am I just not allowed to apologize? I could feel a dark will guiding me. Someone or something wanted Psycho to be killed in this timeline as well. But I wasn't going to let it happen. Not without a fight. Now does the game start? I have to go after her. I have to apologize. I can't leave her alone like this. Is this game... I don't recall, but is this game just all visual novel and no, like, 2D... like, moving around stuff? I ran as quickly as I could in the direction Psycho had gone, but then... Eek! No! A fierce earthquake began shaking the building. It was so violent I couldn't even stay standing. I crouched along the ground waiting for it to pass. Everything was moving, and there were sounds of objects cracking and breaking all around me. Glass was shattering. Ceiling tiles were raining down upon me. I was scared for my life. So scared. So very, very afraid. I was certain I was going to die. Maybe a big chunk of ceiling would fall on me, or the floor would open up at my feet and swallow me whole. I kept wondering how it was going to end. Was I going to be crushed? How badly would it hurt? How long would it go on before I finally died? My head was swimming with all kinds of worst-case scenarios while my body just remained motionless on the ground. I'd never felt so helpless before. I didn't even care anymore. I'd take any release I could get, just make it stop. But there was no release for me. All I could do was curl up into a ball and pray. I brushed myself off as best as I could and slowly rose to my feet, slapping my skirt in vain to clear away any excess dust and dirt. Dramatic music. Oh, search mode? Oh, we actually get to play a bit of a game. Oh. Yep, the dude got splattered against the wall. There was a mess of blood and entrails on the wall, as if someone were launched across the corridor at tremendous speed and splattered on impact. The smell was positively vile. Psycho had commented on it before, but it was really hitting me now. Every breath I took was triggering my gag reflex. It was all I could do not to vomit again. Class log. I hate a student today. I was hungry, so I had to. Plus, we played rock, paper, scissors, and I lost. I thought I'd lose to an adult, but I didn't. So... you lost to a student, and I'm guessing the punishment was death, so you just ate them first. Dirty tissues, turns my stomach, whatever. All right, let's check out what this thing is. Hi! It's a child's crayon drawing, very vibrant and colorful. The subject's mouth is open, and she seemed to be eating a watermelon, perhaps? Where? Listen to your teacher, you're going to die now. Okay, well, I don't know what else I can do. I'm not going to worry about it. I've been recording for almost 50 minutes now. I'm going to call it there. So, I think this game I'm going to leave it as a 2 because there's still some creepiness to it. There's still some story behind it, but it seems very slow. Getting to it would take some work, and I'm half tempted to put it as a 1, but since I know that there's good story behind this, and there's already a good sense of creepiness to it already. So there's a bit of frightfulness. It's a bit unsettling. So I don't want to... I don't think it deserves a 1. I feel like it's at least a 2. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below if there are any games you want me to play, and I will add them to the list, and I will see you next time. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.